going on, everybody? Welcome to lunch with the Clydesdale. Sorry, having some technical difficulties today, so no big open, but here we are. And we've got Tranked Olive. We've got Ed AI getting pretty jazzed. Amanda, Meredith, Who Let the Cats Out, a little bit of Craig. What's going on, guys? What is going on? I have not seen the new video yet. I just got out of a meeting, but I did see it pop up. I cannot wait to watch it. I think we're on the same wavelength a little bit today. We'll see what happens. We got Howie in the house. We got Jody, Annie Shoop, Jar Jar, Corey, Eric, Vicky, Kenneth. Whoa, we are packing them in today. Packing them in. All right. What field do you work in, Scott? So I work for the state of Ohio, and I work in IT right now. It's really just where I want to be to ride out my career. I was the head trainer for a department with the state of Ohio, and I taught people how to train, how to present. That's what I did for most of my career. And I also kind of ran different programs. I had like 2 hats, but now I'm just kind of riding it out, doing testing of systems, and just enjoying being a mushroom in the corner. So what's going on, everybody? It's been a hectic couple days for me. When you say what you feel on the internet, people like to come back and argue with you, and we're going to get into that a little bit. If you have asked me to sign up for the Fantasy Football League, I have sent out links to everybody, I think. If I haven't, I have responded to you on either YouTube or Instagram. Make sure you get signed up. The draft will be tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern time. We'll draft teams. If you can't be there, you can auto draft. Just click the button so it doesn't take a lot of time to go through those. Other than that, that's all set up. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Rogue has sent out their first announcement of an invite to the Rogue Invitational. That is Gracie Walton. That was their first announcement today. So they are beginning the invite announcements out on Instagram right now. So, wow, lots of people in today. So yesterday, I made a comment that I felt like the WFP was missing the storyline. I got a lot of heat for that, but so be it. I'm not. That is what it is. This is what I'm going to say. I do research before I come on the show. I look, and everybody's trying to convince me that they've said the storyline, and they have not. They keep saying race to Copenhagen, race to Copenhagen. What the hell does race to Copenhagen mean if you do not understand the season structure of what the WFP is? So I went to their website, and this is their season leaderboard. Here it is. It has still not been updated with Tour Stop 2. So here you are. This is still Austin Hatfield in the lead because he won Tour Stop 1. And then this is their leaderboard, but it's just a spreadsheet. This is all men. There's no way to flip to anything. Oh, and then you scroll down to 50, and then the women start just in the middle of this spreadsheet. And if this is your idea of telling a story, okay, you got me. This is such a fascinating way to tell a story. I couldn't even find the women until I scrolled around for a while. So anyway, that is their season leaderboard. This is it right here. Yesterday, my stats and info person, Holly, is amazing. She started working on the actual storyline, And we came up with something. So I'm going to share that screen if I can here. Let's go with this one. Okay. So I know this is small. I'm going to try to blow this up. This is after tour stop 2. Whoops. I'm going to try to drag this down. Okay. So here we have the dark green is tour stop 1 points. Light green is tour stop 2 points. Together is the total points on the end. Here we can see that James Sprague is in the lead. Roman Krennikov is in second. Austin Hatfield is in third going into the last event. But where I find the real intrigue is at this red line. Because if you finish above this red line, you get the pro card for next year and the automatic salary. If you finish below the red line, then you either lose your pro card from this year or you have missed out on trying to obtain that. So what I find fascinating and where I think the storyline is that Travis Mayer, that with anybody with an asterisk, is a pro card member currently. So right now, Travis Mayer, Yonakoski, BKG, Jeff Adler sit outside the top 20. And therefore, they could lose their pro card without a good performance in Copenhagen. You have people like Luka Jukic and Victor Hoffer sitting right inside the line that could be losing theirs with a bad performance. Right? But then you look all the way up here and you see people like Colton Mertens firmly that didn't get a pro card that's sitting in a pro card spot. Enola Kai firmly in. That's the storyline, people. That's what everybody gets. That's what's so easy to understand if you just make a good picture and take the time to do it. Holly did this. It's so easy. Now, where we get a little bit confused is on the women's side, and I'm going to share that screen as well. I think this is it. Yeah, here we go. So on the women's side, what we have here is if you go out to Competition Corner, currently Alexis Raptis, Maddie Sturt, and what's her name? Jamie Simmons do not have a rank at all. So we could not give them points because we don't know what their rank is. That has not been updated. But again, the fascinating piece with this, let's look at the red line first. You have Emily Rolfe on the outside looking in, Paige Semenza on the outside looking in, Alex Gazan on the outside looking in. Now, if we did a simulation, if Raptis and Sturt get some points, they would be on the other side of the red line. Haley Adams, Emma McQuaid have not even competed yet, so they're on the outside looking in. Those are 5 pro cards on the outside. Looking on the inside, you have really some people who have solidified some spots, and Halpin is saying that those have been updated. It was not updated before I started work today, so I have not been able to update our spreadsheet. I'll get that done today. So with adding those points in, Ella Wilkinson and Hannah Black move outside the red line for sure. But I'll have Holly update that if their rankings are updated on Competition Corner. So, but then you go to the top. Here are your top 3 going into the final event. Amy Kringle sits in the lead. That's a story. Lucy Campbell, Laura Horvat. That's a great top 5 to be talking about going into the final event. So I just find this is the fascinating storyline, in my opinion, and has not been told. All that we see are race for Copenhagen. Nobody knows what that means without this key component to the storyline. Unless you understand that these are the people trying to win it, and these are the people trying to get a pro card or lose a pro card, you don't understand the rest of the story. You can say race to Copenhagen all you want, but that doesn't say anything. And when you go out to their Instagram, we have the challenger athletes qualified for Copenhagen. And over here on the left, or on the caption, it says, here are the challenger athletes moving on to the finals in Copenhagen to chase the pro card for the next season. Right, to chase a pro card, but we don't know where they stand. Do they have a realistic shot? Are they already in position to get one? We don't know any of those details by just saying, hey, these are the 10 guys that got in. Hey, these are the 11 women that got in. When I watch sports all the time, these are the types of things that sports do to get people to talk about them continually throughout the season. And all I was saying yesterday was this is the key component, in my opinion, that is missing from explaining what your sport is and how you're doing the point system. And here, this is the evidence. Yesterday in my comment section, I had a person saying the point system's easy to understand. It's just how Rogue ranks their athletes to do the invitations for the invitational. No, it's not. That is a qualifier. That is looking at a history of events and doing points. This is you earn the points throughout the season to earn a championship or to earn a pro card. It's different. There is so much confusion, even with your supporters, as they're demonstrating in my comment section, that they don't even know what the objective is of this season. And what is the WFP's response to when I say this? And here's where I'm going to get petty. Here is where I'm going to get petty. Before I get petty, one more example. I watched college football this season. Alabama gets upset. Nobody expected Alabama to get upset. What does Get Up, an ESPN show on Monday morning, talk about? How does this affect the playoff? The playoff doesn't even start for 4 months. It starts in December. And they're talking about how a loss in August affects December. Yet the WFP, when I talk about this storyline, it's too early. We're not there yet. BS. You find every reason to get people to talk about your final. Every reason. But all I get is excuses. I get excuses it's too early. I get excuses that I don't understand. I get people calling me names because I don't know what I'm talking about. It's such bullshit. So here's where the petty comes in. And I've bit my tongue for years. Every time I talk about the WFP in the last few months, Patrick Clark feels the need to correct me, to find something I said, either metaphorically or to try to explain what their thing is. He has to come in and correct me. He has to call me names. He has to do all this stuff and bait me into an argument. I'm done with it. I'm done being baited in. I'm not arguing anymore. Yesterday I said that I described what the pro card was as the free money, as a metaphor. I didn't say that the athletes didn't work for it or didn't deserve it. In fact, I said the exact opposite when this whole thing started up. I said that the athletes deserve more opportunity and athletes deserve to be paid. And yes, I described the pot as free money, as a metaphor. But Patrick has to jump into my comments and say that free money, that I'm disrespecting all the athletes. That's not, you missed the complete point of my monologue yesterday, was that the storylines aren't being told correctly. I'm not even, see, he's baiting me again. I never said they didn't deserve it. I never said they didn't do anything. I said they chose the first 20, is what I said. They chose the first 20. And there are people that believe that they said that they picked the wrong 20. There are people that believe they picked the wrong 20. That is not saying they don't deserve it or they didn't earn it. Here's the thing. The WFP would rather come into people's comments or come onto their Instagram and argue with them over stupid points about word usage than to look at themselves in the mirror and correct what they've done wrong. Since this has been going on, I've said 2 negative things publicly: that they promised us better, they promised us more creative content about athletes, and they don't tell the right storyline. Those are the 2 things. Yet they come to me. They come and argue with me, who has no impact whether they succeed or not. Come to me and want to argue with me in the comments. They call me a millennial because I'm not patient. I need to wait for their creativity. I need to wait for their storylines. Just be patient. And when I say, why would I be patient? The Titanic's already sinking. Why should I be patient? Building a rescue raft while you're underwater does no good. It is ridiculous to call me names like a millennial, to say that I'm acting like a victim. I'm not acting like a victim. If anybody's acting like a victim, it's the WFP. You and your hubris think that you're doing everything great. Take a look back at last weekend. We made a conscious effort Sunday night not to be so negative because it was just getting slammed all weekend. We were looking for positives, or if there was criticism, what constructively could be done different. And no, you can't look in the mirror. You can't take any of that as constructive. You have to just start bitching at people and going into their comments and calling them names. It's utterly ridiculous. Wasting all of that time when you could be back doing better, coming into everybody's comments, acting like you know everything in the world. You don't know everything. You're not the smartest people in the world. Other people can have opinions that matter. And you diving into every freaking comment to do that. Patrick, I'm not lying about the name calling. You can go back to my Instagram. I haven't deleted a damn thing. All of your rants are on there. You called me a millennial. Yesterday in the YouTube comments, you called me that I was acting like the victim. You said I don't know what I'm talking about, that I'm absolutely wrong. Go look. It's all there. I'm not going to pull it up because I'm not going to be that petty. But it's all there. I've left it all there. Unless you go delete it, it's all sitting out there for the public to read. Calling a 55-year-old man a millennial is name calling. You jackass. There, I'll call you a name. It's ridiculous. Here you are, a ship sinking in the ocean, and you got to come to a guy with 2,900 subscribers and come at him because that's going to make a difference in your success. Ridiculous. Good God. All right. I guess that riff is over. I was going to talk today about what I thought the WFP could do to maybe save itself, but who the hell knows? I don't even care anymore. Their priorities are so out of whack. I don't even think they know. Yeah, my heart rate's up too, Corey. I'm just their time management and trying to tell other people what they do is wrong when they're sitting on a sinking ship is just utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. And Hiller's video, I did see, I saw his Instagram post about the fact that the athletes are actually not gaining any popularity or any social media traction during the WFP tour stops as compared to the CrossFit Games. I thought that was a pretty eloquent way of putting things. Here's my thing. Someone needs to take a hard look at the WFP if you ever want to succeed and look at what you can do better. And I think if the rumors are true, and you're trying to go exclusive, I think that's the biggest mistake you're going to make. Because then you're just going to alienate yourself more. You're going to create a bigger divide, and creating a bigger divide is going to just sink the ship completely. The only way is to make a better product, entice the athletes to come over for the right reasons. And that's the only way you're going to have a shot in this whole thing. Guaranteed money is the only way most of these athletes will sign up again, except for the ones still holding on and holding out. Sure, I agree with you. You just said it. They don't know. I guarantee the whole thing changes next year. With regards to the contracts, this is why they're confusing and hiding. Well, here's what's going to happen. If they do go exclusive, there are going to be people that say yes and people that say no. And when that happens, they're going to have to renegotiate who the 20 are that have the contracts. Then it's just going to create more confusion, and it's going to sink the league completely. That's what's going to happen. But I've heard it a couple times from different people. I heard it at the age group games. I've heard it a couple times. I've heard some of the athletes at the age group heard that they were going to try to add the age groups into the mix next year. Those are rumors we heard at the age group games. I have said wholeheartedly that those were just rumors, and I spoke to them as such. What do you think the odds are that the qualifications change from pro card between the end of this season and the start of next? If it does, I think that's a nail in the coffin. See, I would say, Denise, that we've had equipment issues in CrossFit and the WFP. But see, then I feel like I'm defending these people who have just come after me. At every event that I've been to, the last people that touch the adjustments on a machine are the athletes. If Austin put that foot pedal in the wrong place, that's on him. I don't have video to back that up. I don't know what was discovered in that, but my immediate thought was when I saw that it was just sitting on top of the lock is that someone adjusted it for their height and did not lock it in. That's the only reason I can imagine they aren't pushing the qualifying for the 2026 Pro Card. They know something is going to change. Good luck to that. There you go. Back, Kill Taylor. There you go. His equipment doesn't break every Saturday. And when you do it in your own gym, you're responsible for your own stuff. There you go. Don't have to worry about the equipment issues there. That's what I thought, Megan. I've been fair in my comments to the WFP, but they don't think so, apparently. Trish, it's trash. I try to stay fair, but it's trash. Trying to keep up with these comments. Not broadcasting on YouTube will be regarded as one of many bad decisions in postmortem. Clock. So here's what before yesterday, this was my thought on that. I think that they're trying to get onto a TV streaming service like Red Bull TV, and they can't show their effectiveness with YouTube numbers. They have to show it as an independent. And if they could get a partnership like that, that would be a big feather in their cap. I would have defended that in some sort of way. I think that's what they're trying to do. And when people copy it and move it over to YouTube and they lose their numbers to YouTube, they can't justify what numbers they have to a streaming service. Scott, I remember a few months back, you're being so positive and pro WFP. I had to turn off podcast. You have been more than fair. I wanted to give them a shot. I thought that I wanted to see what a true season structure would look like in a CrossFit setting. Could it work? Because CrossFit has not done a good job of coming up with a season that makes sense and is consistent, I believe. I mean, that may be it, Ryan, that they're trying to manipulate the YouTube numbers or the numbers. I truly think they're trying to prove to people that they are a viable option for a streaming service. I really think that's what's all behind this. And they probably can't say that because they're in negotiations with said streaming service and can't let that cat out of the bag. Scott isn't even couching it as WFP versus CrossFit. I just wanted to see if a season structure would work. that was consistent, but the execution has just been poor. Thanks, Kenneth. No one wanted to give WFP a chance more than Scott in the beginning. I wanted to see if it could work. That's all. Do you think they can still save it, Scott? What could they do to change your current viewpoint? I don't know. I don't know if they can save it or not. I think if they get onto a streaming service that helps them, that's a partnership that CrossFit has never gotten into, except for they dove down it with DAZN a little bit here at the CrossFit Games. We don't know what that's going to look like in the future. Red Bull TV is way bigger than DAZN. It is a niche sport streaming service that allows you to broadcast what you do. That is their big hope, I'm sure, is getting that. I think they have to give up the affiliate aspect of it for now. I think they have to, I think they cannot go exclusivity. They just have to try to draw the people over. But I don't know. I think the Titanic is halfway underwater, and it would take a lot of bailing to get out of this. I think Savon's right. There's a catfish component that isn't sitting well with people. Exactly. You're told one thing and then another thing happens. And maybe it's because you're under, I don't know, maybe some of it is because you were negotiating deals behind the scenes that you can't talk about it. But the fact that, no, we're not competing with CrossFit and then starting an affiliate thing is definitely a catfish one. And there are so many more that go beyond that. When I first was supportive of the WFP, I just wanted to see a season structure, and there wasn't supposed to be competition. All that has changed since then. Kenneth DeLapp, we want to hang out in the chat while we watch community. Yeah, I get you lose that. I'm just saying what they're thinking. I'm not trying to say it's right, wrong, or indifferent. It's just a different way of looking at things with a partnership with a bigger entity that can help promote and grow a sport. I don't think that I don't, it's just one way of going. And sometimes there's change, but you can't lie to the community about what you're doing and then expect them to follow along. I think it's bigger than not having a chat, Kenneth. I think it's what Savon said. You promised one thing, you went in another direction, and it seemed to be under the darkness of night that you went in the other directions. And so you've lost so many components of trust that then when you take away their way to chat with everybody, now you've lost them again. Power Slap, Craig Jones, Invitational, YouTube. Lido, I don't disagree, though they might get a European boost. I don't know if that's enough. At this point, I think they've lost so much trust. They'd almost have to bring in somebody else to run it and be the face of it to clear up all of that stuff. Clock, it can be both. Like as I showed with the graphic, that one graphic, you can tell both stories. I just don't know if there's time. So I'll pull that up one more time. With this graphic, I can show you that Kringle, Campbell, Horvath are top 3 for the season, and they're fighting for the championship. And then I can go down to the red line, and I can tell the story that Emily Rolfe is under the red line and will lose her pro card. And she's got to fight to get it back. Paige Semenza is way below the red line. She really needs to fight to get it back. There are storylines there, but none of this has been told before today. Huge events and organizations use YouTube. Yep. I think there are 2 ways to go about it. But I think that that's what they are banking on. I'm not saying that that's the way I would go. I think that is what they are banking on. The road to Copenhagen is paved with good intentions. Yes. The race to Copenhagen, though, the race to Copenhagen. So, anyway, it's been a fun chat today. Fun chat. I'm not getting baited in anymore, though. I'm telling you that. I'm done being baited in. Heard it here first. All right. With that, I'm working on some age group stuff to get out. Got some stuff to put together. I'm on the road to recovery this week, so I'm going to try to do a lot of that this afternoon and into tomorrow. So hopefully get some stuff out. And we'll be back again tomorrow at lunchtime. But right now, I got another freaking meeting. So I got to get back to work. And you knuckleheads need to get back to work too. Oh, look at that. Crash is 5, but she's what? What? Oh my gosh. I quit Copenhagen. I can't watch or else I'll be triggered. Yeah. I used to be a school guy, man. So I'm good. As long as they don't go to Norway. All right. With that, we'll see you all tomorrow, 12:15. Bye, guys.